You know, every time I do a video, it's either really cold or it's really hot. I'm getting tired of it, and quite frankly, I just wanna... Hey, what's going on, guys? ThatDudeSirraj, peace, how you hanging? I know it's been a while, but told you I'm gonna get some more videos up. Just gonna run into this one real quick. Pardner pump by New England's firearm. This is the Pardner Pump Protector model. As you can see, the shorter 18-inch barrel. I have it outfitted with the Shurshot stock. I'm sure some of you guys have seen the other video where I kind of went into that, but I was thinking after I gotten a couple questions and some decent feedback about it, I maybe should just do a better RangeTalk video, as that was one of my early videos. So we're gonna do ourselves a nice RangeTalk video. Couple quick points. One, you can still get this, guys. Actually, I was at Dick's Sporting Goods earlier today. It's still available for $219. I bought it for just under like 180 or something like that. I think might have been 200, but it's still available for about $220 off the shelf. Comes with the regular stock. Now, I did put the Shurshot stock on it, but I did not put the Shurshot forend on it, and I'll tell you why. Also, it holds, there's no extended chamber. I like to keep it light and, for home protection. Hopefully 5 rounds will take care of it before I get to something else. But anywho, 12 gauge, takes 2 3/4 shells. I think it can take 3-inch shells as well. Yeah, so it'll take 3-inch shells as well. This is all black. It's pretty solid. I run it out, practice with it every now and then. It's held up great over the last couple of years that I've had it. And no issues. So we're gonna get into a little bit of the operation. It's pretty simple. You got your push through safety here. Of course, red is fire and black is safe. You got your slide release right under the trigger. Some have them, I can't remember, I think it's Mossberg. I can't remember where they put theirs. But this one is just a little trigger right underneath here. Hit that, slide that back. And outside of that, that's it. Got a round in the chamber. Bang, pull the trigger, and that's it. They load underneath, you push into here, load up. Nothing out of the norm from your typical shotgun. So I got my my other Pardner pump, the full 28-inch ribbed barrel model, and I'm gonna show you some of the differences between this guy and that guy, and also a key difference in the stock and in terms of how it'll handle and cheek weld and things like that. So let's go take a look and do some comparison. All right, guys, so here we go. We have the Pardner Pump Protector and the Pardner Pump full-size model. Here's the old stock that came off. This is also fully compatible with the Remington 870 as well. Now, this stock here is solid as a rock, but it's hard. And it's much harder and it's much heavier than a wood as well, to take note. It felt good. The recoil pad is still good, so it's not a bad stock at all. But it doesn't beat the comfort of the Shurshot pad. And also, like I said, you have the pistol grip option, which really gives you a much better compact grip and a little bit more control. But you do actually feel a little bit more recoil in this. But I'll tell you a little remedy that I use, depending on how I'm shooting, that kind of combats that. And it also has another little reason that's involved. Now, like I said, the reason why I did not use the Shurshot forend is because it's longer. We're gonna hold this up here. It's longer, as you can see, and what happens is when you rack it back, it actually covers. It'll cover the entire area of the loading chamber. Which I just didn't have a preference for that. It is a little bit lighter. It will lighten up the weight of the rifle a little bit. This is a pretty solid end, but at the same time, hey, if you need to swing this thing's like a mallet. So, you can kind of go either way. But I like the feel on the checkering. This, I can't remember exactly what this is called, but it's not that bad. I mean, it feels good, but I just like the checkering on this. I like the solidness of it, and I like that it's a little bit shorter. So I went ahead and just kept that on. So that's one of the main things that I didn't do. I didn't change that. Now, one thing that I'm going to show you in the next part of the video, there's a difference in the I believe the height of the comb here. I can't remember the exact term, but it's basically the drop from where you're going to be aiming down the barrel or on the bead or wherever it might be to the level of the stock, and that's going to affect your cheek weld and where your eye's going to line up. Now, shooting trap with this guy here, when I'm mounted, it feels perfectly natural. Once my cheek is lined up on here, I'm straight down the barrel. I'm straight down the rib of the barrel. Not so much with this, because this is actually higher in relation to where you will be looking down. And on top of that, you don't have the rail here. So actually, when you're going looking down, there's a dip here. And this bead sits a little bit lower than the bead that is on the full length 28-inch rib barrel. So there's going to be a difference there, as you can see. But also, as you can kind of see with the overlap, I'm trying to overlap these here. Hopefully the camera up top will get it. And we're going to line up the actions. They're going to sit about like that. And you can see that this angle here is a little bit more, but with the Shurshot stock, it's going to put your cheek a little bit higher, so you're really not going to be looking right down the barrel. So it'll be ideal, you know, if you wanted to mount a red dot or something like that, it'll probably be great. But me, I didn't want a red dot on it. I still just use the bead. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's kind of like skeet shooting. After a while, you really don't even use the bead up at the front. And quite frankly, if you're talking close quarters, if you practice enough, you should naturally be able to get on target and hit about center mass with this shotgun without any issues. So we're gonna take a couple shots. I got a little bit of a federal buckshot here, double aught 9 pellet buck. What I got over here is actually, and this is pretty much what I keep, this is my bedside gun. So I always keep the shotgun stays loaded. Then I got my shells, which I have a mostly noble double aught buck, but there's 12 pellets in these guys. They are a little bit longer. The shells are a tad bit longer, as you can maybe make out here. Oh, I don't know if you can really see that, but I mean, it's maybe we're talking about maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe about a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch difference. Which, if you have an extended tube, I know that actually adds up, and you'll wind up actually getting, I think, 7 if you have a tube that should give you 8. But I like that they have 12 pellets as opposed to 9. So that's what I went with. And they work great, no issues. Went through a couple boxes for practice, of course, every now and then, no issues. But I know a lot of folks get federal off the shelf, so I grabbed the box of 5, and we're just gonna see what the spreads are like. So let's go take a look at that. All right, guys. So what we got here is 3 targets. The first one here is 5 yards away. The second one here is 17 yards. And I came up with 17 yards. I tried to find the longest distance that I could walk straight in my house. And it was about 17 paces from one end to the other. So I figured I would set that one up as a relative distance, as the farthest distance that I would be shooting within my own personal home. And of course, the reason why we're coming to that is because this is considered a self-defense / home defense shotgun. Not something I would really be utilizing outside of my house that much in that, go-to situation. And then this guy over here, just for giggles, that's going to be at 50 yards paced off, just so we can see what the spread looks like and kind of get an idea of how tight a short barrel shotgun will hold its spread over the course of some distance. Like I said, you're not generally going to be shooting 50 yards with a short barrel shotgun, but in case you ever need to, let's see how those double aught bulks really line up. And there's no chokes in the short barrel shotgun. I don't think there's any in any. There might be some, but I know the Mossberg and the 870 and this one here, the Pardner pump, they don't come with choke options for their short barrel shotgun. So let's get to work. Hey guys, real quick, just for anybody that might be new to shotguns, I know I went over loading earlier, but just so we have an understanding, brass side, it's going to be kind of backwards because it's going to open up in that little folded section. So you want to put that in, push it in, and then ram it in. It's not going to bite your finger. A lot of folks that I have new that come to the range that never loaded these guys are kind of scared to get their finger in there. Oh yeah, there we go. kind of scared to get the finger in. Don't worry, it's not going to take a finger off. Brass side back, BB, brass side back, fold forward, FF, fold forward, brass side back, and whoop, ram it in there. So we're going to go ahead and throw 3 in here, just like that. Safety's already off. Don't forget, eyes and ears. And we're going to go ahead and take a stab at these targets here. Now, if it ever locks on you and you can't pull it back, remember that little switch right there. Ram them back, bring them forward, and ready to go. Make sure you get that shoulder weld in there pretty good and tight. Now remember, with a pistol grip shotgun, you're going to have more of the recoil coming back into the web of your hand. So even when you tuck it hard, you're going to feel it. A lot of times what you can do to loosen that is on your front grip, keep that pressed back and loosen up here. Now remember, if you do that, after you shoot, this is going to release, and a lot of times, as soon as you pull that trigger, this is going to come back, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now one other thing that you can do, you can also wrap your thumb on top in a more traditional way of shooting, and that'll lessen the recoil as well, okay? And remember what I say with the cheek weld, where it's not so low, where it's not so low. When I'm looking down, I can see barrel. I can see this here, and then I can see barrel all the way up there. So theoretically, from your line of sight, your barrel is going to be slightly tilted up. So you have to accommodate for that. Now shooting center mass, it shouldn't make too much of a difference, especially since we're going to have a spread. But like I said, just keep that in mind, okay? So you're actually shooting slightly above where your point of aim is going to be. Safety off. We'll do a good old pistol grip style. Center mass, bam, there we go. As you can see, that put a nice hole straight in there, right in the middle. So when folks say, oh man, you hit them with a 12 gauge and it blows them up, nope, that's what happens. You get a big hole, but it's not that big. Center mass, got a little bit more of a spread there. Let's check that out. Now here, I compensated just a tad bit, but as you can see, it shot a little bit low. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pellets, all center mass. So even at 17 yards, if I had to shoot across the length of my house, it's not gonna be like in the movies where you just get this big old explosion. No, that area that you're hitting is right there. Now don't get it wrong, this is still devastating, okay? That 12 gauge round, double aught bulk, 9 pellets is still a devastating round, and it's very good for home protection. I'm not sure what, oh actually this hole here, I don't know if you can see it on there, is actually where the wad went through. So in reality, that really wouldn't do damage on human skin, but you know, but these guys definitely will. All right, here's the last shot down to 50 yards. Had to let the battery charge for a second. Okay, the other cam's down there, so hopefully you should see a little picture-in-picture action. Center mass. All right. I can see one hole from here. Let's see what we got. All right, guys, so this is the 50-yard target here. So you can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 out of the 9 men on target. And you can see it seems kind of like we have a little spread here, but then you got that one there, you got that one, you got that one there. So I would really have to see where the other 2 went to see where the center was, but well enough. I mean, I was aiming here. It was a pretty quick on target and pull. You know, it's not really a whole lot of aiming. Once you feel it's on target, you kind of let it go. So we would have actually put 1, 2, 3, and 4 on target. This guy here and actually this guy here, which would have been number 5 on target since it's touching the line. Those probably wouldn't have really had any real damage, but 1, 2, and 3, that's 3 strong hits, and that really equates to 3 shots from a pistol. Now, of course, we don't want to get into ballistics and expansion and hollow points and all that, but that is 3 solid double up buckshot hits there from 50 yards away off 1 trigger pull. So I think in a self-defense situation or a deterrent situation, that has some validity to it. Now, guys, sometimes, you know, you're gonna be at home sleeping and gonna be in bed. Now, see, my bed is set up where I got my window, my doors down yonder. So, if something happens, you should always practice to see. Don't want to make that mistake. And that's why you practice. What happened is actually when I pulled the trigger, I hit the safe in. So had to get that off real quick and get that second shot off. Now, I'm not going to edit that because when you're practicing, things happen. You just got to know why they happen. Like I said, hit the safety, but it got off that first shot, took the safety back off. I added a second or so to my time, well, maybe 2 seconds or so to my time. I could have fixed that a little bit quicker. I wasn't in the mode to actually get a failure, to be honest with you. But yeah, sometimes it happens. But got the safety off, got the other shot on target. Now, where I was at was about right there, and I walked this off. This is about seven yards away, which is about where my door might be from my bed. But as you can see, and I put the double alt bucks with the 12 pellets in them, and from this distance, you can see they actually spread a little bit more. They do spread more than the Federal holds real tight patterns. This guy spreads out, so you're looking at 24 hits all through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah blah. Can't count them all. 2 shots. So if you would have got that off, if I could have got that off in succession pretty quick, that guy's not getting back up because we're talking heart and lung is gone. Now, one thing I do want to say before I close out this video. Where's the sun? All right. Home protection is something that is not to be taken lightly. If you're gonna have guns in your home, if you're gonna be in a mode to protect yourself and your family, make sure that you practice, you train, and you understand the tools that you are going to be using 100%. There's a lot of bad things that's going on with gun violence, and a lot of it is due to improper experience, improper education, sometimes bad egos, and bad decisions. And among other things. So do your best, keep yourself and your family first, make sure you practice, train hard, know what you're working with, and of course have fun while you're doing it. Hopefully this helps somebody. Questions, comments, hit me up, ThatDudeSirraj. Peace.